Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday morning, February 1st. So today's topic is going to be a deep one. Janine did a video yesterday. It was her world news, and one of the topics that she brought up was how many NPCs or non-player characters are there in the world right now. And apparently Emily Rose had done a video where she had asked her guide or whoever it is, Valnek, that same question. How many NPCs are in the world right now? And Valnek said 75%. And Janine said a year ago she got 50%. So she was kind of reconfirming. And so that has me thinking, as well as a lot of other people, I'm sure, is how do we determine a human that has a soul versus someone that does not? And I'm struggling with that. I mean, what I want to know, and this is can only be opinions really, because I don't know that anybody knows the truth for sure, although I do believe a lot of people think they know the truth. I'm not convinced of anything at this point in time. So I'm just asking the question, is there one specific thing that you can point to and say that person has a soul, that one does not, that one's an NPC because of blah, 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 blah. Can they change over time? Do they come in with souls, and does the soul go in and out of the body? I read energy. That's one of the things that I think if I can read someone's energy, that to me tells me they would have a soul, because that is something that you cannot see. I do not believe that you can see a soul. I believe that is energy. So if I can read somebody's energy, I'm going to say they probably do have a soul. So that's my question is, how do you, maybe with people that you work with or whatever. I have 9 people that work in my office. So if 75% of them are NPCs, I'm going through my head trying to figure out which one of the people in the other person in my office has a soul and who does not. So I'm really, really confused about that topic right at the moment. And another thing that I was thinking is, this kind of came to me as I was watching Janine's thing, is I truly wonder if a lot of the underground beings, small people and big people, if there's not another, and this would have not necessarily been, that question wasn't asked, but is there a whole group of beings that live underneath or in Middle Earth that don't have souls, that could be counted in that 75%, 50 to 75% or whatever? Am I making myself clear as what my question is? Is there one thing that you can point to and say they have a soul, they do not? Another thought that I had is those with strong religious programming will say maybe those who only believe in Jesus Christ will be the ones with souls, and they will be retrieved and go to heaven. Is that a potential? Is that a possibility? Who doesn't? This is another thought that I have. I'm struggling getting this out because I'm so disjointed in my thinking about it. And it's like things keep coming in. People who are in touch with their intuition, to me, that would be someone that has a soul, because intuition is silent messaging from source. And if you don't receive silent messaging from source, I can't imagine that you would have a soul. So then that kind of expands the field of people that are in touch with their intuition. And I also know someone right now whose intuition is starting to come online. So does that mean that she maybe, again, like souls come in and out of the body, and maybe they I don't know. That's the thing, is like I'm really confused about this terminology. So one, I haven't looked up what Denise or Dolores Cannon's terminology is. I haven't looked up what everybody else's terminology is, because it seems like everybody has a little bit different definition of it. So I guess really that's just my question to you guys today, is what is your definition of a soul? And will we ever be able to literally come in contact with somebody who has a soul and immediately know? And will there be a sign on, besides vacant eyes? I think vacant eyes are definitely something that would give a soulless person away. But I run into a lot of people every day, and I don't look at them and necessarily think that they have like they have vacant eyes. I mean, I do run into some, but it's not 75% of the people that I run into. I don't feel like they have vacant eyes, or maybe I'm just don't know what I'm looking for. So anyway, that's the main question today. Also, I have one of my favorite people coming into the office today. I talked about her on a video last summer, and she is one of us. And remember when Janine got yanked off of YouTube and it was like a whole big thing? Well, Jane had come into my office right after that all happened, and somehow I mentioned doing past life readings, and we got to talking and realized that we had a lot in common, especially Janine and watching her and all of the truther movement. So of course we were like literally squealing like 14-year-old girls in my lobby that day, because again, it's very exciting when you run into somebody that totally gets you, and someone that you can have these conversations with, and they don't look at you like you have two heads, like 75% of the people in the world right now. So she was supposed to come in yesterday, and now she's supposed to come in today because it got rescheduled. So I'm very excited to see her. And the other one thing that I am excited about, and I hope this turns out good, is, yesterday I said I was going to start cleaning out my food preps. Well, our sales reps have a meeting in my office today. And so I cleared it with the chief head officer of the account reps. And I said, would it be okay if I sent a message out to them, since a majority of them are going to be in my office? If they want to bring some food items in or whatever, I will take it to my apartment complex bin, because they're collecting for that. And she goes, yeah, we'll get behind that. So I was glad I did that, because I think people are happy to take things or donate things, but they don't always want to take the next step and deliver it or whatever. And I am volunteering right now to make sure it gets to a proper place. So I'm going to take bags in, some bigger bags with me today, and hopefully my message got across to some kind-hearted people, and maybe some more stuff will come in. I've got 2 bags, and I haven't even gotten underneath the bed, because I've got a big like under bed container that I put a lot of cans in. I haven't even gotten under there and pulled out a lot of stuff. So I am like really, really looking forward to this weekend, to finding places to donate this food. Like I said, I knew when it was time, and it is now time. And just thinking about doing that yesterday immediately raised my vibrations, because I knew that it was going to feel good, and it's going to help other people. So if you guys are so inclined, I'm recommending doing that. If you guys have been, and it doesn't have to be a whole lot of stuff. It can be a few cans, and everybody has a food pantry nearby, I'm sure. Churches, mostly churches around here are places that have food pantries. And I don't know that I've ever mentioned this before or not. Back in 2018, it was the year that I kind of took off of work. It was after my dad had passed away. He left me some money that I did not know that I was getting. And it was the first time in my life that I was able to take my foot off the gas and not work 3 jobs at once. So I took off of some of my mini jobs and concentrated on what I wanted to do, concentrated on my healing. That's when I started my tarot channel. Oh, my cross is always jacked up in my videos. I am so sorry. That was when I started doing my tarot videos in 2018. So that's how this channel got to where it is, because that's what started it all. And I think it was that year that I was just kind of putting feelers out of things that I was interested in and trying to make sure that I kept myself busy and not just sat around home and didn't talk to anybody. And I was working at I didn't do it for long because I think I ended up taking a job or something, but I was working at a food pantry called Merciful Help, and they had a big giant food pantry there. And so some days I would go in and I would stock, and some days I would work with the customers and we would walk around and they would pick things and everything. So I had kind of forgotten all about that. That was a very short stint in my life, but I feel like this is another thing that I need to have a discussion about. I remember, and this is something I'm very uncomfortable talking about, but I'm going to do it anyway because they just popped it into my head. Back in, I'm trying to think, 2004, 5, 6 or something like that, I was very, very much struggling paying my bills. I had my house at the time. I believe it was after kind of like the market had tanked after 9/11. I had gotten myself into very, very high debt, because when you're in real estate, you tend to spend a whole lot of money, and sometimes it doesn't always come in like you think it's going to. This is one of the things that frustrates me now. Is I've been around on earth long enough to see that the deep state is working really hard to make sure that we don't have a whole lot of savings accumulated. So this was a particular time, and with my help, I'm going to definitely say that I was careless with my spending at that time, because I didn't realize that there was someone that was waiting in the wings to take it away any chance they got. And I was going to church a lot at that time, and I had gone to them to help with some stuff, and they gave me like a list of food items that I could go at the grocery store and they picked up. And I remember at that point in time, and I was very embarrassed even thinking about it, how ungrateful I felt that that's all they gave me. And I know that still haunts me today. Some of the ungratefulness that I have had in the past, when people gave me things and I wasn't as grateful as I should have been. And that's something that, like some stuff that my mom had done for me. And, it's just like sometimes when you're younger, you say stuff and do stuff, and I guess that's a case of I need to forgive myself for being whatever. So this is not where I thought this video was going to go. But anyway, I'm looking forward to dropping some stuff off at the food pantry, because I do know, and I've been there once or twice, where I was struggling with a lot of stuff. Buying food being one of them. So maybe that's why I've always been when I've had the money, stocking up on stuff, because there's been enough times when I've had trouble buying food over the years. And I know that's a problem with people right now. Anyway, okay, I'm done. I just want to know what's going on with the NPCs, and really what the soul is all about, and how to define that spark in life versus not having that spark. Anyway, let me know what you think. Talk to you later. Bye.